A number of people have been recently sending me a video of an East Indian gentleman repeatedly referring to African people as niggers. And this is excused on the video by the individual on the grounds that, according to him, he's not racist. And it's centered around political support in the divide between PNM and UNC, and the term is being used to refer to Africans in the UNC party. Now, let me make something very clear. In no part of the civilized world is it acceptable in the 21st century for any non-African person to blatantly, brazenly, boldly, and publicly use that N-word, niggers, to refer to people of African descent under any circumstances whatsoever, regardless of the scenario. This is not considered acceptable by any respectable African community anywhere. And in and among no African community in any part of the known modern human world is it okay for, in particular, an East Indian person who lives in a society with African people to use that term. Nowhere on earth. You could look at, for example, the rap music industry, where that word is excessively spewed out by recording artists. But you also have white recording artists. I'll give Eminem as an example, who's a talented rap artist. But even though there are hundreds, maybe even thousands of rappers who use that word, the N-word, Eminem dare not use it once. The Beastie Boys, old school rap music for many years. You had rap groups like Third Base and people like Vanilla Ice and Kid Rock even, and others, would not dare use that word in spite of the fact that they're surrounded by and intertwined within an African community. If that were to happen in America, in any part of Europe where there are African people, in any other part of the Caribbean, you cannot have a non-African or an East Indian man in this instance consistently, over and over, repeatedly on one video calling African people niggers because they are with one political party and he himself is with an African-based political party. Now, if that is the case worldwide, what is it that is so different about us as Africans in Trinidad and Tobago? My main plea for us for this 2025 general election has been for us, the African community, to be not divided by ideology, by political party, by partisan interests, that we have to think like one community regardless of who wins or who loses. The African community must remain a tightly knit, closed, conscious group, just like all other ethnic groups in this multicultural, multi-ethnic Trinidad and Tobago society. Also, I understand that the PNM party base is still a bit sensitive in recovery from the way that that leadership issue unfolded. And of course, for the first time, there's a non-African who's the leader of the party. So on the backdrop of all of this, can an East Indian man, because he's a supporter of that party, now come and like whip us with these words? And is it that the Africans, according to this individual, in the UNC are niggers, but the Africans in the PNM are not niggers, and it's for him to decide who is who, in the hope that some of us as Africans are blind enough to support him in dividing us like that? Beloved, I am surprised about this. And I say to the individual now, because my message is to you, black people, but I say to him now, I do not wish any harm on you. However, if you were in other societies, you would have probably been confronted on the street if you were recognized for doing that, possibly beaten. And I'm saying to you, while I don't wish this upon you, if you do encounter a fate like that, I would say maybe that is the lesson that you need to learn, because you've done this before. You've tested these waters to see if you could get away with calling Africans niggers. You've done it quite a few times before, but again, under this guise that all of us are one and we're not racist and we get along fine together and we have relatives of all different mix-up. But no, this is too tricky, too sharp, too smart. We see through this. And the volume of people who have been sending me this video, in particular, I know is a reflection of the amount of disturbance it is creating. So again, I'm not even interested in naming the individual, but I want us to think about this power-broking time period of political elections. A lot of people are using us as political footballs. A lot are banking on our support. Whoever you want to support, go ahead and support them. But I am saying, regardless of who wins or who loses, we have to be one people. And do not allow, do not permit anyone to be that bold, because on the world stage, if that video gets out to other countries like Jamaica, Black America, the black community in France or England, to places like Grenada or Antigua or Barbados, and Africans in other parts of our hemisphere see that, they would say, what's wrong with African people in Trinidad? How is it that someone could behave like this and get away with it so easily? Think, beloved, it's time to wake up.